I am born and raised here in Pittsburgh. Grew up here, went off to college at Penn State, and got a job back here in my hometown, and have been here ever since.
So I just graduated from the Kiski School. I eventually want to become a teacher so I can give back to kids in my communities or different communities, kind of the same experiences or opportunities that I had.
I work for PNC, a bank here based here in Pittsburgh, and I'm in their community affairs department. Philanthropy is kind of what brought me into this organization and being a BIG.
What brought me to Big Brothers Big Sisters when I was 7, my dad had recently just passed when I was in the 1st grade. I was trying to find somebody else to help mentor me, and that's when I had met Mark.
It was a little bit hard for me to understand what Eric was going through, but then you also try to turn it around and say, hey, what can I do to maybe help him a little bit, or try to help learn about who he is and how this has impacted him, but how we can grow from it together.
I'll never forget this. The first words I ever said to Mark was, "You look like my Uncle Corey." And ever since then, we just had such a special connection and such a special relationship.
When he was in 5th grade, and he asked me to join him for Take Your Father to School Day, which was just, that made me feel, loved, and, just like, he was throwing all of his eggs in the basket, and I had to be there to support him. So anyhow, we show up, and he's introducing me to his teachers and his friends.
When I had brought Mark in, my friends, they were asking me who was that, and I said, well, that's my big brother Mark, and everybody had knew about Mark because I had talked about him all the time and everything.
The kid just looks at him and says, he's white and you're black. And Eric just said, you know what, he's my big brother through a program.
So last year at school, we had 6 to 7 different racial incidents on campus, and I would just call Mark and just ask for guidance about how I should go about this situation or how I should go about this situation. And Mark, he just gave me nothing but amazing advice, and he was just supportive and gave me a way to go about or handle the situation.
I joined a couple of those meetings, and I sit down in that room, and I'm looking at the administrators, and I'm looking at the parents who are in there, and besides the administrators, I'm the only white person in that room. To be a supporter in a room like that, and just listen to the concerns that these parents are raising that I would have never thought families and kids have to go through, was empowering. It felt like, hey, I can be a part of this, even though maybe sometimes I felt like, what can I do? What can I be doing? So that was amazing. And what was even more amazing is that change happened, and it continues to happen.
He's watched me grow from a little kid, and now I'm 18, so he's basically been here my entire journey and every step of the way. And even when he had got married, I was in his wedding, and I was there when both of the boys were born.
It has always felt so natural, and I think that's been led by Eric, just simply being a kind-hearted kid.
I feel me and Mark, we've made a lifelong commitment and relationship with each other, and we all came together, and now it just feels we're all as one.
We're at the point where whenever I'm talking about Eric, I don't capitalize the B in big or the B in brother anymore. He is my brother, he's part of my family. It really does become a family-like relationship, and that's what ours is.